So this is a really simple thing you can do in the late winter, early spring to help pollinators. And you leave all the dead stalks from last summer over the winter, and then around this time, early February, you just come in and you clip it off, and what you left with is, the camera will focus. Try to get that focus there. And what you're left with is a little hollow stem that little native bees and things will lay their eggs in, and they use these as their nests. Now, probably the most well-known bee that does this is the mason bee. You have a little mason bee house there. They're basically just little hollow stems that they use out in nature, would be what we're mimicking here by clipping off this stuff and leaving a little hollow stem. And this is actually better, I think, than the mason bee houses, because those you have to clean them. You know, you have to take out the larvae and stuff. It's a ton of work to prevent disease and stuff from spreading to wild bee populations. But, you know, if you just do this, if you just kind of leave a little stalk from last year's plants, then you're basically doing it's a lot easier, and you're probably gonna get better results. So just gonna clip all this stuff down and leave the stalks. So here's an old Phacelia stalk. Now if you want to get real crazy about it, you can even take your clippings and just kind of shove them in the ground, so that you've got even more cavities for these bees. Now it's something like only like 20 or 30% of the native bees are cavity nesters. The rest, the like 70 or 80%, are just ground nesting bees. And this little guy has been hanging out here. He's just always out here, warming himself up in the sun. I thought he was dead, but he keeps moving around, just slowly but surely throughout the day. It's kind of nice. Anyway, yeah, most of the native bees are actually ground nesting bees. So really all that means is that if you're doing this, you know, trying to mimic a meadow or a prairie type habitat, it's got these natural, you know, bare openings in the ground. I mean, of course, where you've got geophytes and other things that are bulbs, you know, you've got a lot of bare ground. And so then you'll see little holes like that. I mean, these are probably wormholes, you know, that take you to another dimension. But you'll see a lot of little holes, you know, later on in the year in the ground, just where you get a lot of native bees and stuff. So there's this is mostly Madia and Clarkia, Colomia, and this Phacelia. And the cow parsnips make really nice stalks. And they attract beneficial insects when they're in bloom, so they've got really good uses.